How does Men with Guns tie into America in your eyes?
Well, it's very much a story of what America is like because Mexico is America. It's the same continent, it's all the same. It's just that there's a line between the two countries. So it's so funny to me that there's all this like warfare and chaos between the two borders, the plight to be part of this country, limitless bounty, and everyone wants to come here. And also thought it's very interesting in that movie how there are the people who are Mexicans who are at the border, but you know, they don't want the other Mexicans to come over.
Yeah, there
It's
was
like
this weird like class distrust, and it's
it's
like,
class. But it's interesting too because it really shows you, that whole theory of race and class
mhm.
and how ultimately it is classism and not racism. In order to be a part of this country, you play the game and then you are just like, the founding fathers who are, discriminating against
Yes.
your own people.
And then also Willie, like that doctor at like he was treating a general at the beginning of the film, and the general told him you're the most learned man I've ever met, but you're also the most ignorant. And so then it's like begin to see that as the film progresses, as the doctor is looking to validate his legacy by finding his students who are selling drugs, running guns, doing just like deplorable things to get by. And so
Yeah.
then that ties into what you just said about it's not about race because we're the same ethnicity, but it is about this class status that he cannot relate to. It's like, why are you doing this? You have all these opportunities. And it's like, bro, you have no idea how the world works. Does that also kind of segment the movements of the show? Maybe that's a negative comp, but it could be a comp still. There's a distinction there. What do you think?
It's funny you say that because I kind of realized it most when we're like planning the walk of the show and like who comes out when and like having people come out in categories. And when we're talking about categorizing those looks, it's like, okay, you've got like the workers, and then
Yeah.
you've got like the farm workers, and then you've got like the blue collar workers who are in the suits, and then
Yeah.
you've got like the kids who are like wearing their football jerseys and stuff. So it did really play into kind of like a segment that maybe does play into the classism of the United States. There's a certain type of person that, wears a white collared shirt with a tie
Mhm.
and a jacket than somebody who wears like a track jacket and, baggy jeans.
Yeah.
And I did want to put all of these kind of in the same world to
Mhm.
give them equal value, you know,
Yeah.
but I did segment them intentionally so that we could see that these are different types of people.
These were movements. These were quite literally like movement. It was like your orchestra, like your own like classical like performance, like these three different segments that were all coherent all coherent in its movement, in its stanza. It was crazy.
You had these two white and black exits. I'm not sure who was wearing the white look, but I know Malik Bodine was wearing the black look. And it
Yeah.
felt like choir robes. Can you explain those two looks?
Well, actually, those looks were kind of born out of, to me, they were kind of born out of the farm worker laborer looks.
Okay.
And they were like these beautiful, um, almost like Victorian, you know, sleeping gowns kind of thing, but
Mhm.
they were made out of like a very, very inexpensive, almost like cheesecloth. I thought it would be interesting to do like these amazing dresses in this very, very like rudimentary fabric and have the raw edges at the bottom and like raw edges here and there. And I did those with Zaldi. I did those with him, and I was like, "Oh my God, Zaldi, you have to do these!" And he's so amazing. I saw them kind of like born out of the farm workers, which to me was like, if we were gonna, you know, do like break things down into classes, the farm workers are like the bottom of that totem pole or bottom
Yeah.
of that food chain, but
Right.
at the same time, they are the most rooted and grounded, and the ones
The purest
cooking
essence.
the food for the
Yep.
food chain.
Yep.
You
They're the
know?
purest essence.
So I kind of saw these as like the angels, and then they're kind of like the angels of America or America, and it's the white angel, the angel that wears white, as you know, what's good about
Yep.
America, this land of the free, and come here, we take your poor and your needy, and then
Mhm.
the dark angel is truth, and the dark angel is like,
The
this is
reality.
what it really is, It's a
Mhm.
there's a dark, solemn underlaying to this story here. And I thought it was important to have both of them, which in a way ties back to The Exorcist. MC, I don't know how you do it. Don't know how you do this.